Detachment is such a powerful and fundamental part of your manifestations. At the same time, I'm sure you've asked yourself, but how do I stay persistent and detached at the same time? Am I detaching the right way? Because sometimes we can go into a state of either completely surrendering in a kind of, I give up, I'm a victim, that's it, I surrender to it all. Or we go on the opposite end of the pendulum and we're so anxiously attached, literally checking your phone every 5 minutes to see if he's texted you, or checking the algorithm, has my video blown up yet, or whatever it is that you're super attached to in that sense. And it's like, how do I not be either of those? Detachment at the end of the day is really about being detached from the 3D physical reality. How do we have trust? How do we have faith? How do we stay persistent and detached at the same time? These are things that we're going to cover in today's video. At the end of this, you're going to have such a clearer understanding, and you're going to feel better when you master these understandings. And maybe it's even just going to be a reminder, because I personally believe that you know this already. Somewhere within you, you already know this, and we're going to bring it to remembrance. So before we get going, hi, my name is Atena. Welcome to the channel. On this channel, we learn to love ourselves unconditionally, and we manifest our dream realities. So if that is something you're interested in, you should consider subscribing. Also, I want to let you know that we're starting a school community. It's called It's Possible. And it's all about surrendering our disbeliefs and taking a fresh breath of life when it comes to the field of possibilities. Suspending disbeliefs, truly believing that what you desire is possible. Putting your best foot forward, mastering the energy of your manifestations, your manifestation mindset, making it sharp. Like, you know, when you were in school, I have this memory, I don't know if you do too, like really sharpening your pencil before you're about to draw something, or before you're about to do one of those tests that you had to fill in a box and you really wanted your pencil to be sharp. We're going to sharpen our thoughts that much in the community. So it's totally free for you to join. And if it resonates with you, I would love to have you within the community. The link will be below, along with other ways that you can work with. You can work with me privately one-on-one, or whatever offer I have going on will be in the description below. Okay, first thing we got to get into is, what is the actual mindset of detachment? Because it's so foundational to understand. Detachment is all about understanding that your fulfillment within this life comes from within you. You are the operant power in this life. You decide how you choose to perceive different things. Two people can have the exact same circumstances, be in the exact same situation, and have complete different responses to it. And that all comes down to their perception. And what does the perception come down to? Who you know yourself to be, the inner work that you have done or not done in building your identity coherence. If you don't know how to soothe your nervous system, which I like to refer to as your vibration system, if you don't know how to soothe your nervous system, if you don't know how to process your emotions, and you think all your emotions mean something about you, and like you're feeling angry, you're like, I'm an angry person, it means I'm a bad person, it means I'm not enough, blah, blah, blah. You go down those spirals. It's very hard to actually respond to the 3D reality from a higher vibration, or I don't even like to use the word higher vibration, a more expansive vibration, a soul vibration. You will naturally be very attached to the 3-dimensional reality, because you will need him to text you for you to feel okay. You will need the money in your bank account to know that you're valued. And let me pause this really quick, because having a frustration with circumstances of him not texting you, not having the money that you want, not being in the home that you want, all of this actually has value. We're going to talk about it a little later. But the mindset of detachment fundamentally comes down to very much choosing to love yourself unconditionally, choosing to remember that you are worthy simply for being. Circumstances and situations don't define you. You define you. And persistence in your desired manifestation must be held to the persistence in the story that you are choosing to entertain. The persistence comes in with your inner identity shift, who you know yourself to be. And yes, the external reality is a fruitful extension of that, but that external reality does not define you. There's a famous doctor, Dr. Maxwell. He wrote the book Psycho-Cybernetics. He's a plastic surgeon, who lived in California. I don't know if he's still alive, but famous plastic surgeon in California who really noticed that there are some patients that he would operate on plastic surgery, right, to make themselves feel more beautiful. Some of them would not see the surgery results. Like they would look at themselves, let's say they got a nose job, a boob job, whatever it is that they did, and they would look at themselves and see the same person that they used to see. They would continue to feel ugly, not enough, etc. And then he also noticed some people, they'd have the plastic surgery and they'd feel better about themselves. So he's like, what's going on here? Like, what's happening? And he realized that it's all within the subconscious, because the people who had the plastic surgery and hoped that the change would allow them to feel better about themselves and really left it off to that and did not do the inner work of saying, I am actually worthy. And this change is going to make me feel better. It's going to magnify is not the word, amplify who I am. They felt better. But the people who did not feel better. And they did not even physically see the change, which is wild for him. And this is the same thing. When you are so attached to a situation or a manifestation, changing how you feel about yourself, once the manifestation comes in, once the money comes in, once the love comes in, guess what's going to happen? You're going to continue running the same stories in your head. You've seen really rich people, famous rich people, get everything that they want and continue to battle with their self-image. It's because no amount of external change is going to validate how you feel about yourself. When you choose to be persistent in the sense of saying, I am a fantastic person, I am choosing to love myself, I choose to process my emotions, I am the operant power, I decide what my perception is. And when I feel an icky perception or an icky feeling, I address it. Because that's who I am. I get to address it. The icky feeling isn't who I am. Who I am is someone who masters my inner reality. Once you do this, it's like you have, by nature, a more detached relationship with the different circumstances that come in your life. Because when you don't, the moment the 3D comes in, you're going to be super anxiously attached to it. You're going to want to cling on to it. This is, by the way, where a lot of both the attachment theory and mastering the dark feminine comes in. Like, attachment theory really helps us understand how we attach in different relationships. So you want to be a secure, attached person with any relationship, and even in your own life relationship, versus being completely avoidant. So completely avoidant would be someone who's like, I don't care about anything. I don't care if I don't have money in my bank account. I don't care if I don't have a man. I don't care if I don't have this. I don't care. That's being completely avoidant. Or someone being extremely anxious, being like, he has to text me every 5 minutes. If he doesn't text me, I don't feel good about myself. If I don't have this money, oh my gosh, if this money goes away, I don't feel good. Like, that's an anxious person. Some people have both. So I used to have both. It's called a disorganized attachment. So I would go between being really avoidant and very anxious. And being like that is so hard. It makes it so hard to be detached to your manifestations. It makes it hard to be a happy person just in general. So if you want a video all about attachment theory and manifestation, leave it in the comments below. Let me know. It really helps for me to know what you want. And when it comes to the dark feminine, this is really about going into those darker emotions like anger. Anger is so powerful. Being angry about a situation and saying enough. I'm no longer going to tolerate this. And this isn't just for women, by the way, it's also for men. Tony Robbins often says, you don't get what you want in this life, you get what you tolerate. So when you tolerate like the lack of a manifestation or something not coming into your life or a situation just not being what you want it to be, if you continue to tolerate it, guess what? It will keep manifesting. It will keep showing the F up. So there is a potency to going into those darker emotions and learning how to process them without identifying with them, saying, okay, I'm experiencing this anger. What is it teaching me? Versus saying, I'm angry. I don't like to feel angry, so I'm going to feel sad because it feels safer to be sad. And then I feel sad for a long time. I feel like a victim, and you spiral and you stay in an identity coherence that continues to make you be attached versus detached to your three-dimensional reality. Did that make sense? Let me know in the comments if that landed, because this is really fundamental. When we think of Neville Goddard, this famous quote that he has: "Stop trying to change the world, since it's only the mirror. Man's attempt to change the world by force is as fruitless as breaking a mirror in hope of changing his face. Leave the mirror and change your face. Leave the world alone and change your conceptions of yourself." So it really comes down to saying, if he's not texting you, let's just use this as an example. He's not texting you, and I see so many of you robotically affirming, he's going to text me, he's going to text me. If that makes you feel better, go for it. But you know what might even be better? Choosing to love yourself in the moment and filling your time with things that make you feel good. Bringing in a pleasure practice. And by the way, that's a big one. This is something we would talk in the Dark Feminine. Plugging in pleasure practices even way before your manifestation arrives. Even if you have no idea if your manifestation is going to arrive. Why? Because when you do these pleasure practices, you are literally saying, I am worthy of pleasure in this life, and I have faith that everything I desire is coming to me. And because I have that faith, I am taking this time to experience joy and pleasure in this life. That might have been a bit of a side note, but I did want to plug it in there. So back to what Neville Goddard is saying in this quote: if you are constantly wanting the outside world to change and literally trying to break it and force it for you to feel better within yourself, you are going to stay stuck in being completely attached to your external reality. You're going to completely be reactionary to everything that happens within you. Now, this isn't about becoming a robot. Again, we don't want to be avoidant and say, I don't care about what happens externally. Because at the end of the day, we're here manifesting in the 3D physical reality, right? We want to experience like good things. We want to go on vacations, experience the love with another human being. We want to experience having an overflow of money in our bank account so we can purchase and donate however it is that we are called to and we're desired. It's not about denying that, but it's about choosing that you get to love your life. You get to choose how you perceive life. Even before these things come in, you get to honor the vessel of your body, even if you want to change your nose. It's like, okay, there's something in my nose, I want to change it. I talk about it because I'm Persian, and like so many Persian women have their nose jobs, and I don't judge it. I thought about it for like a while, and then I decided I don't want to do it. Maybe I'll do it one day. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll do it. But I had to learn to love myself and honor this physical body, and really honor being like, I love who I am. And if I were to get a nose job, it would be to embellish the person I already love. Does that land? Now, there is so much power in also recognizing a situation or a manifestation that you desire that is not yet in your life, and really taking the time to process your emotions about it, get really angry about it, maybe even. This really goes into the Dark Feminine, and saying, enough, I've had enough of this. And this is again where the Tony Robbins quote comes in, like, you get in your life what you tolerate. And choosing to use that energy and use that emotion to change who you are in a positive way. If you are, let's say, really angry about like your physical appearance, okay? Let's just use that because we just talked about the nose, but maybe you have some excess weight or you have some health issues, and you're like, I'm so angry about this. Good, get angry. What you gonna do about it, girl? What you gonna do about it? You can hit the gym every single day and still not feel good once you lose that weight. And I see this all the time. I know so many health gurus out there, and even Megan freaking Fox. I've talked about this on my channel. Megan Fox never loved herself, never found herself beautiful, like in her body. She's Megan freaking Fox. So part of being upset is saying, yeah, okay, I'm gonna hit the gym. I'm going to nourish this body. I'm going to learn to love myself. I'm not going to wait every day for this guy to text me. I'm not going to feel a victim of my financial circumstances. I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to learn everything there is about this business, and I'm manifesting solutions, all the potentiality to follow through. And at the same time, the journey is so much of the magic of the way, and I'm not going to hate myself through it. I'm going to love myself through this. I'm going to take moments to witness the gratitude. I already have what I'm desiring. What I want wants me. And if I think of the end in mind, think from the end in mind of that person who already has that, how does she hold herself? How does she speak to herself? Does the woman who has the body of her dreams, the man of her dreams, the house of her dreams, the bank account of her dreams, does she sit every morning calling herself a loser? Telling herself she's not enough? No, she doesn't. And by the way, we all fall into the moments where we think like that. I literally had a meltdown the other day, and I was voice noting with one of my friends, and she's like, you gotta snap out of it. I was like, damn, you're right. And this happens. Like, this happens. This is where having powerful friendships is really important. This is where being in coaching containers is really important. Having soundboards from time to time, because no one can think positively for you. But at the end of the day, you are not meant to walk this life alone. As Ram Dass says, we are all walking each other home. So don't expect to always do it on your own. Like, have support systems, have powerful environments. At the same time, that woman or that man of your dreams, the one who's manifested everything you desire, is happy, speaks to themselves with kindness. And if you doubt this, again, I don't know if I already mentioned this, but there are people who have manifested everything they want, and the narrative in their mind is the same. This is why they fall into depression. This is why that they just throw away everything that they had. They can't even hold sometimes the energy. If you don't persist with shifting the thoughts that you have, shifting with the energies that you entertain, shifting with who you know yourself to be in a positive way, this is where you want to persist. You do not want to detach from this, okay? Once you have the desired outcome, you will, if you don't persist with this, once you have the desired outcome, you will 1000% be attached to the outcome. There is zero chance for you to be detached. There is zero chance for you to be okay with that thing fluctuating in any kind of shape or form. Someone who has a healthy, wealthy mindset knows that even if their business for whatever reason goes bankrupt or whatever happens, they'll make their money back. This is why a lot of wealthy people, you'll notice, they may even go bankrupt, they bounce back. Someone who loves themselves and who has a genuinely healthy relationship between themselves and another individual, even if they go through the process of separation, of losing that love, they find their way back. They know that, wow, this didn't work out, but I trust myself in manifesting the love that I deserve and I desire, versus someone who has manifested wealth or who has manifested love. And this happens. People manifest love, wealth, everything from a very low vibrational identity. You don't have to do this work, but then they're very anxiously attached and they're very scared every single moment that they might lose it. And they may not even enjoy it. Most of the time they don't enjoy it. So be persistent with your identity, detach with the external reality, and trust also that once you allow yourself to have that identity and you begin to experience your reality, because it's going to come, it's coming for you, okay? This is something I know. You're in this video, you're watching it till this point. Like, let this be a sign for you that everything that you desire is already manifesting into your life. It's already coming. Enjoy the journey, enjoy the process, because that enjoyment of that journey and that trust and faith that you're going to build within yourself through that journey, it's going to allow you to know that this is a given in my life. This is a given in my life. And whatever shifts that happen in the 3D reality are temporary, and that's okay. What I feel from moment to moment, emotionally, based on certain 3D realities, is all temporary. Everything is temporary. What do I choose to solidify? I choose to solidify who I deeply know myself to be. I choose to solidify with persistence that I am worthy simply for being, that I am the vibration of unconditional love, that I love and appreciate myself, that I get to have one foot in appreciation, one foot in growth and desire. All right. That's my TED Talk. I'm sending you so much love. I hope to see you, by the way, the school community. Make sure you check it out below. And until next video, I'm sending you so much love. Bye.